Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
Visit RollDominoes.com. Thanks from Domino's and Roll Tide.
At the Crimson Tide Sports Network, when we have short-term or long-term storage needs, we always call on the storage unit professionals at Blue Sky Self-Storage to help us out. The staff at Blue Sky Self-Storage is kind, courteous, and helpful. Plus, their storage properties are clean, well-lit, and easy to get to, like their drive-up units at 3208 Rice Mine Road, Northeast in Tuscaloosa. You can even check in online at BlueSkySelfStorage.com. For fast, dependable, and affordable storage, call on the experts at Blue Sky Self-Storage, proud partner of the Crimson Tide.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Bama wins a huge game of national importance.
Jalen Milroe sends a good bit of the 102,000 that were here at kickoff for the exits.
And the following week is staring at a trap. This time it's in the form of the 9-1 Mercer Bears. Of course, much like earlier this season, conventional wisdom suggests that the Tide should roll. But should has never been the same as will. Bottom line, the importance of this game cannot be overstated. At this point, in the chase for a spot in the college football playoffs, a loss to anyone is quite simply a deal breaker.
Everything's an elimination game.
So here's hoping that this afternoon is a display of Bama continuing to play playoff-worthy football.
Quarterback draw, has room 30, 35, 40, foot race across midfield, 30, 20, 10, good night, touchdown Alabama.
And avoiding a bear trap. From Saban Field and Bryant-Denny Stadium, Bama and Mercer next.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide football on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Here we go! Crimson Tide football is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Allstate, you're in good hands. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Alabama Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Cadence Bank, your team, your cadence. Chick-fil-A, order online with the Chick-fil-A app to cater your next tailgate party. Barkley GMC, Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Guthrie's, the original chicken finger restaurant, and now an official partner of the Crimson Tide. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Hellman's, the official mayonnaise of Alabama Athletics. And by Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealership today. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go! Now, here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
With a Bachelor of Science degree in Commerce and Business Administration, she was commissioned a second lieutenant in the Quartermaster Corps. Lieutenant General Bingham has held numerous positions commensurate with her rank and served in assignments in both the continental United States and abroad, including Kuwait and Afghanistan. She has been a trailblazer, serving as the first woman to hold numerous positions as a general officer. They include the Army's 51st Quartermaster General and Commandant of the U.S. Army Quartermaster School, Commanding General White Sands Missile Range, and Commanding General Tank Automotive and Armaments Lifecycle Management Command. She culminated over 30 general 38 years of service in her final assignment as Assistant Chief of Staff for Installation Management at the Pentagon. She and her husband, Dr. Patrick J. Bingham, have 2 adult children and reside in Austin, Texas. Please join Alabama Athletics in thanking Lieutenant General Gwen Bingham for her service to our country. Please remain standing as the colors are presented by the combined Army and Air Force ROTCs. Our flyover will be presented by 4 T-6s from Columbus Air Force Base in Columbus, Mississippi. We welcome to the podium Mr. David Bearden, who was the longtime band director at Aniana High School. Mr. Bearden and his son were former members of the $1 Million Band, and his niece is currently one of our drum majors. Please remove your hats and join in singing as the $1 Million Band proudly presents our national anthem.
Of our national anthem here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, along with Tyler Watts, Roger Hoover, our sideline reporter Damian Square, producer Tom Stipe, studio engineer Jerry Kelly, our spotter, of course, Butch Owens, Ethan Carabin, providing our social media pictures, video to all of our platforms. Set to draw off here today in Tuscaloosa. Not the regular season finale, but at least for a month, the last non-conference game that Alabama will face. We head to Norman, Oklahoma next week to take on the Sooners. Then it's back here to Bryant-Denny to wrap up the regular season. From there, we don't know, Tyler Watts. Even with a trio of wins, Alabama may not be in the SEC championship game. Even with an appearance in the SEC championship game, there's no guarantee of a college football playoff spot. And yet, somewhat bizarrely, it's an assurance, it seems, based on today's rankings, that if Bama wins out, they would indeed be in the playoff, if not in Atlanta, for the championship game.
Well, we talk about this every single year. I mean, at the college football level, there's only X number of games that you have the ability to play in, and you want to win every single one of them. And the focus for these players is simply on executing, playing as well as they can, and then you let the cards fall where they may. You want to play in the SEC championship game, obviously. You want to win the title. However, just take care of today's business.
In that business, Damian Square is important as the Tide takes on Mercer. Great day, big man.
Yes, it is, man. We got our kid down here on the field ready for the coin toss. His name is Rayleigh from Tuscaloosa and a big Crimson Tide fan.
Rayleigh is a fantastic name. I got a daughter with a middle name, Rayleigh. It's fantastic. So the Tide making its way out. Look forward to hearing from D Square in just a moment as we get his thoughts on the matchup itself. As he said, our honorary captain
for today's kickoff. It's presented by Barkley GMC. Rayleigh, 9 years old, from nearby Northport, Alabama, loves Bama football. We want to welcome Rayleigh and her family to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and also a big thank you to Barkley GMC for their support of the Crimson Tide, and even more important, Make-A-Wish Alabama. Make-A-Wish Alabama creates life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. A wish begins with hope, and hope begins with you. Text Roll Tide to 44834 right now to help. Again, that's Roll Tide to 44834 if you'd like to help with Make-A-Wish Alabama. Tyler, an exciting time for the seniors. I don't know what's tougher to believe. They're down to the final two, or potentially the fact it could be a final 3 games, because we could have a playoff game here in late December.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty, but doesn't that make it kind of exciting? I mean, normally you know what the path for playing for a championship is by this time of the year. It's still a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unknown.
A lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknown, except that this entrance onto the playing field at Saban Field inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, one of the more electric that you will find is Coach Kalen DeBoer is leading his squad through the tunnel. We'll let you listen in to that entrance.
Entering Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium through the north end zone, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama football.
The Tide has indeed arrived onto the surface here at Saban Field. The visitors arrived earlier onto the sidelines, soaking it all in for the FCS members. A squad that, again, sports a 9-1 record overall, 6-1, and is assured of representing the Southern Conference in the FCS playoffs coming up in just a few weeks. The regular Alabama captains are making their way out to the field. Jalen Milroe, Malachi Moore, Deontay Lawson, and also Tyler Booker set to make their way out to represent the Crimson Tide, as our coin toss comes from our Cooks Pest Control sideline reporter, Damian Square. He is there along with Rayleigh, who we mentioned, the kickoff captain, courtesy of Barkley GMC. And our coin toss is presented by Brombergs. Brombergs, Alabama's leading jeweler since 1836. Down to the field we go.
You excited?
Yeah.
Say Roll Tide.
Roll Tide!
Hi guys, my name is Jason Autry. Jeffrey, Jason Yates is your umpire. Mercer, you're the visiting team. You're going to call a special coin today. This is heads. Alabama home team. This is heads. This is tails. 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 It is heads. You have won the toss. I won the first. You're going to take the ball. Which way are you going to get? Alabama has won the coin toss and elected to defer. They will kick the ball to the north end. Let's have a great ball game.
You heard the instructions from our referee, Jason Autry, as we are going to pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Inside of a minute from kickoff, presented by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Try and decide if it's any more beautiful than it is right now at any point. Tough to do. About 66 degrees. Man, beautiful. Field's in great shape. Weather absolutely perfect. Weather and field conditions presented by Alpha Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. AlphaInsurance.com. Alabama will kick off to the visitors from Macon, Georgia. Members of the Southern Conference. The Bears of Mercer take it on the Tide as we're just about set to kick it off with Connor Talty. Javarius George is one of the deep men, and Parker Roble is the other. The kick will carry into the end zone. A fair catch called for by Javarius George, and that one sails into the end zone for the touchback, where the Bears will get it 1st and 10 for their own 25.
We saw this a couple of years ago, last year actually, in the lead up to the Iron Bowl, where the backup quarterback for the for the opponent came in.
Yeah, it's going to be Whit Neubauer, the freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, with Dwayne McGee behind him. So instead of DJ Smith, again, this is an important game, but they got the playoffs in 2 weeks. They do not want to lose sight of that fact, as on the first play, McGee goes up the gut. Jahad Campbell leads about 5 Bama defenders there to greet him. He will get a yard and a half, maybe 2, but no more. The Bears will have trips to the right side of the formation. McGee, the setback now to the left, or actually Micah Bell to the left of Neubauer. And they will run a little misdirection, going to the right side on the reverse. Receiver gets to the edge, but does not get much room. Parker Roble, the senior out of Hodgson, Georgia, able to pick up a yard. Flag down Damian Square. What'd you see on that one?
Hey, these guys are going deep in the playbook, man. They come here to compete, man. These guys is a winning football team, and clearly they know how to run their operation. Bama got to come out, lock in, get 3 and out here, and start this game out right.
Penalty is added to the end of the run.
Unfortunately, a 10-yard penalty, Tyler Watts. Was it a horse collar?
It was, and it was on our star to watch. Quay Rusall had a horse collar.
What you got to watch for.
He's fighting off a block, and unfortunately got up into the shoulder pad area of the running back.
So Neubauer, freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, 6'6", 225. Last week, went 15 of 30, 282 yards. He did get the start a week ago ahead of DJ Smith, as McGee is in the backfield and runs it right side, but there's a flag on the play.
Got a bad feeling this is offsides. I think it was a hard count on motion, and we might have jumped up front.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 players in motion, did not reset. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So that's good news. 1st and 15 for the Bears. Easy to get caught napping, whether you're on the field or in the booth in a situation like this. A team that is, again, the underdog, different level, but they run their stuff very well, very effectively, and if you're not locked in, you can find yourself playing catch-up on a play or on the scoreboard, as they'll run it left, try to cut it back, but Dwayne McGee had very little running room. Bama closing in quickly. James Smith among them there. Tim Keenan, the third, the nose tackle, may have been the first man to hit him.
There's that zone play once again. They try to cut it back to the backside with McGee, but that's where James Smith was waiting on him, fighting off a blocker, able to squeeze inside and make the tackle for short gain.
Harris and Roble to the near side. Single wide out to the right. Keelan Parsons. They drag the tight end left. Now the snap. They try to set up a screen across the middle. They did 4-yard line. He gets leveled there. He will not gain any more yardage. It'll be 3rd and 9 upcoming. They do pick up about 5 or 6, making it a little more manageable. But still a 3rd and long situation upcoming for the Bears.
And this is where Alabama really needs to understand where are the sticks and where are they trying to get to. Make sure you're defending that first down yardage marker.
Micah Bell, the running back, to the left of Neubauer, the quarterback. He had 8 carries, 42 yards a week ago at the quarterback slot in their victory at VMI, 34-0. Plenty of time on the play clock, although it is now down to 4 seconds. They'll get the snap. He'll look. He'll fire left side, and that's going to be incomplete. And a late flag's going to come in. And I believe this is going to be defensive holding on Alabama.
I think it was Devontae Smith, and that ball was nowhere near where the receiver was running to or where Devontae Smith was defending, but there was contact.
Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot includes an automatic first down.
Just definitely contact down the field. However, I don't know that the quarterback and the receiver were on the same page.
Yeah, the argument could be made that he didn't get into his break as quickly as he wanted because he was being held on to. But definitely the right call there, unfortunately. And that's a couple of flags on Alabama, too, for a total of 30 yards right now. So the Tide, its own worst enemy, and a 3rd down conversion via the penalty for the Bears. And this one has gone according to script, at least in terms of where they are. Taking almost 3 minutes off the first quarter game clock. And a fresh set of downs in Bama territory at the Tide 41. Strong side to the left. They run it and then bounce it to the left side. Ball on the deck. Scramble for it. Picked up by Bama. Tide's got it at the 45-yard line. C.J. Miller had it. Lost it. And then Damon Payne Jr. picked it up and in stride was able to carry it an additional 5 yards. The redshirt junior from Bell Hill, Michigan. Square comes up with a nice takeaway.
Hey, that's what you got to do, man. We had a few unfortunate things that happened right there. That was a bad call by the referee. There was definitely some miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback, but it set up the next play, which was a turnover for Bama.
And it was Damani Jackson coming from the backside corner position who actually went to make the tackle and was able to knock that ball loose.
If it had been flipped and you'd had him scooping it, Bama probably gets 6 right there. Quick toss goes left side for Bama to Jam Miller. Cuts it back. He's across midfield. Tripped up as he gets the first down to the 40-yard line. Give him a dozen on the play. That is the first down of the game, and it's presented by our friends at ATIX. ATIX, a game sponsor who reminds you that ATIX can be your ticket connection to all Alabama games. ATIX is the ticket. 1st and 10 Bama. Right up the gut they go with Jam, and he will get across for 5 yards. And Alabama will have a 2nd and 5 upcoming. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Bama goes with 2 wide outs each side. Single setback again is Miller to the right of Milroe. He'll throw the quick out left side. Catch is made. Bernard scoots forward, gets to the 30 and maybe beyond. It's enough for the first down. The first first down of the game for Alabama after a 7-yard pickup.
And just a quick hitter there, but both Caden Proctor and Tyler Booker both were able to record a pancake block on the left side of that line of scrimmage. Good things to see early on.
1st and 10, Bama at the 29. They're only 9 yards away from that Chick-fil-A red zone for Alabama as Jam is the single setback. Bama going under center. They hand it off. Ryan Williams cuts it up. 25-20 foot race, and you know he's going to win it. Touchdown, Alabama. Ryan Williams, 29 yards on the reverse, and Alabama gets on the board first. And I say a reverse, Tyler Watts, because the flow was to the left. He was coming from the left to the right. Not a true reverse as we think of, but definitely a little misdirection that pays off for 6.
And because of the threat of Jalen Milroe running up the middle, that really holds those inside linebackers. And Robbie